Welcome to the online meeting of Speakers Community Toastmaster Club with Mumbai Central Toastmaster Club. I am pleased to be your sergeant at arms for today's meeting. In the online meeting, environment, there are few instructions that we follow. I request you to rename yourselves. All Toastmasters can prefix TM to your name and guest can prefix guest. I also request all speakers and role holders to prefix their role to their name so that it's easy to identify them. I give you 10 seconds for this activity. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. Tech host will confirm on the settings. I would request you not to type in chat box when speaker is speaking as it disturbs the speaker. You can use the private chat to provide feedback. You are all requested to keep your audio on mute in case you are not speaking. Please refrain from unnecessary movements or sipping on drinks if your video is on. Please turn off the video in case you need to do so. Do not click on share screen unless your speech or role requires you to do so. You can display a high five or namaste when taking over or leaving from role. You can connect with the tech master for any technical glitch. The tech master for today's meeting is Toastmaster Kishore. If you are speaker, then please ensure you pin the timer or confirm that the same is visible at all times. This meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservations, please let us know. We can network during the break after the meeting. Let me share the mission of the club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I welcome the presiding officer, Toastmaster Prathamesh, who has studied MBA Finance and passionate about singing, blogging, and long distance running. He is Toastmaster since September 2019 and served as an area director. Over to you, Toastmaster Prathamesh.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Kishore, for such a wonderful introduction. Today is a Sunday and we meet on Sunday, but something special which is going to happen on today's Sunday is we all are eagerly waiting for is in the evening, which is an IPL final. So since this is the 16th edition of Indian Premier League, and which is one of the popular as well as popular sports league, not only in the cricket, but across all sports. Do you want to know what is the story behind starting IPL? It was started in 2008. Anyone, any guesses? What triggered it to start such a big league, especially in India, where cricketers from all over all countries do participate?
I would like to, I just remember the gist of it. In US and UK, we had the soccer matches that were being played by taking the best players. And that was quite hit. So I'm not a soccer fan, but I do follow the sports news. And I read that even cricket as a sport wanted to, adapt or have a game plan based on something that the Western world was doing with their soccer teams, where they used to buy the players and then form a team, and then they used to pitch these soccer players against each other, like the way we have it with the Tamil Nadu team or the Mumbai team and all that. I'm not much of a sports fan, but I just follow the gist of the news. So you let me know whether I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, yes, Sushi.
Yes, and yes, as Kalpana said, I mean, it's also one of the reason. And before IPL, there was a league started which Kapil Dev was part of, and it was kind of, I mean, BCCI did not support that league, and BCCI introduced its own league, IPL.
Okay. Yes, yes, both of your answers they are correct. But the prime reason I'll just if like IPL started in 2008, but we have to look into how it was triggered. We have to go 1.5 years back in 2007. So there was a 50 overs. The main World Cup was going on, and Indian team was quite informed before that because in previous edition we were the runner-ups and we lost against Australia in the finals. So in 2007 also, India was in a good position. We had a good players also. But in the group stage, something terrible happened. Like we lost against Bangladesh, which was considered as the biggest upset in the World Cup till now also. And then we lost against Sri Lanka, and then we didn't even qualify for the knockout matches. We got out in the group stage itself, and that's how. And in just a span of 4 months, we had this T20 World Cup, which was scheduled in South Africa. And if you will surprise that before this T20 World Cup, India had played only one match in this new format of 2020 overs. Only one match, which was against South Africa. And then everyone was quite, everyone was disappointed with the performance of 2007 World Cup. And then everyone thought this is a altogether new type of cricket. How will Team India is even going to qualify for the playoffs and forget about the World Cup and all? And there were no senior players there. But MS Dhoni was given a charge of the captainship. He had a completely new team. You will see the faces of Dinesh Karthik, Rohit Sharma, who are senior players now. They were the juniors then, and then they were sent. No one had really hoped from it, but we cleared the group stage. It also gave us some beautiful memories of six Yuvraj six sixes in the over, and then we beat Australia in semi-finals, and we beat Pakistan and won the T20 World Cup. That was the point when the things started rampantly changing for Indian cricket. So that was considered as a milestone for. And then within a span of just 6 to 7 months, BCCI decided to have its own league, which all have the glamours, everything, combinations of all good sports league, which is happening around the world. And that's how it began. IPL was started. Now the point of discussion of IPL is not IPL because these are the facts that you know. But I would like to know if you would have been in the MS Dhoni shoes, was given a charge of completely new team. He was also not that senior enough. He was just 4 to 5 years old in the international cricket. What would have been your first reaction if such team was given to you? And you would have just let no seniors are there, and you are asked to just play, and no one is hoping from you. Your reaction would be?
No one would like to have a charge of a team which is inexperienced and where the game format is new. So it's a courageous thing what MS Dhoni did, and he never takes pressure on him, and that's why he took it very well and able to win the trophies. So if other than Dhoni would be there, it would be very difficult for that person.
Absolutely, bang on, perfect answer. I think in one of the interviews after that, I'll just like to give a summary what he told. That someone asked him that how you are such a cool and composed in every situation. He takes it's results that puts us in the pressure. If you don't think about the results and you just focus on what happening right now, you will never feel that pressure. And there is something more to learn from the Dhoni also, that as you also mentioned, Kishore, that accept what we have in the life. You never know maximum what will happen. Anyway you're going to lose it. It's okay, either you win or you have that experience. But take that chance, give your best, and if something it is happening, it will be the best out of it. And Dhoni did that. He took some of the hard decisions also in the later times, and that eventually was very fruitful. That we also won a 50 overs World Cup after 28 years in 2011. I'll talk more and more on it, but let's move on to the meeting. So welcome to another joint meeting of Speakers Community, Toastmasters Club and Central Mumbai Toastmasters Club. I declare this meeting open. Before we proceed, do we have any guests? Any guest here? We'll quickly have the oath ceremony of the new members.
Is Deer there? Has he joined? Because I don't see him.
Okay.
Could you just check the new member, Monica, if he has joined?
Toastmaster Yashash.
Yashash is not the new member. He is from another club. He's actually from Wipro. Yesterday, a new member had joined our club, right? Is he
Right,
here?
right.
Yeah.
No,
I
he's
don't see him.
Yeah,
I don't see him. So we'll initiate his membership, I think, when he joins our next meeting.
Yeah,
So we
I'll give a promise to like Toastmasters promise for Toastmaster Sushil was just joined few
okay.
last month. So Toastmaster Sushil, please put your right hand on your heart.
In fact, let's all do it.
Yeah.
Once again, remembering our promise. Okay. So we're giving you company, Sushil. Yeah.
As a member of Toastmaster International and my club, I promise to attend the club meetings regularly, to prepare all my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful and constructive evaluations, to help club maintain the positivity, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as a club officer whenever called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and all our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring the guests to the club meetings so that they will see the benefits of Toastmasters membership, to adhere with the guidelines and rules of Toastmasters education and recognition program, to act within Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Will you perform this duty to the best of your abilities? So just say I do.
Yes, I do. I
do.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Welcome, Toastmaster Sushil.
Welcome, Toastmaster Sushil.
And now it's a time to move on to our meeting where we all are excited. Now I would like to call someone who takes her life to her own pace. It's not a short, so she's spared her life with goals of milestones. She loves communications. She's a soft skill corporate trainer. She loves to trek, write down her thoughts, and read books and to socialize. Please put your hands together to welcome a Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kalpana. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Prathamesh, for that introduction. So, let me begin. Good evening, everyone. A nice and a lovely Sunday. But why is it a lovely Sunday? Anybody?
We have Toastmasters meeting.
Yes, we have a Toastmasters meeting. And why is everyone having a smile on their face?
We are participating rather than a spectator.
Fantastic, Toastmaster Manoj. You see, if you can probably question every whys of your life. But I'm not going to ask you to question every why of your life. I'm not going to ask you, you brushed your teeth in the morning? Why did you brush your teeth in the morning? You had a bath in the morning? Why did you have a bath in the morning? Hey, those are some normal day-to-day activities that I'm not going to question. So what are the whys of the life that you need to question? Why are the whys of the life that needs to be questioned? Can anybody tell me that? Can anyone just give me an idea? Why do we need to question certain whys?
To answer our questions,
Yes.
to get our answer.
To get a clarity, like,
Yeah.
okay, I want to join Toastmasters. Why?
To
Correct?
learn leadership skills.
Exactly. So you have your answers. Now, to be frank and to be utterly, you can say, I'm not going to say delicious, but to be utterly in sync with yourself, sometimes where we need to have some important decisions to be made, our why needs to be questioned. Now, I recall when I was just going to join some job, the call centers and the IATA course, it had exploded. And I found myself walking tap into both the courses because I thought I can nail it. But halfway down those courses, I realized I'm not happy with it. And I asked myself, why not? Because my why was not matching with what I wanted from my life. What my goal was not actually catering to the why of what I was doing. And that is the time I realized that if I sit back and think of a why, it will give me clarity. It will give me decisions, sound decisions, and it will help me reflect on who I am. Yes, we will be talking more about this why to reach and understand the crossroad of X. But before that, let me bring you back to the meeting of Toastmasters. Believe me, you don't need a why for this. It is plain, pure joy that you do not need to question. And how do we organize such boundless joy? We organize it by dividing this meeting into 3 segments. The first segment is prepared speeches. Second segment is table topics round. And third segment is evaluations. But all of us know that nothing is a one-man show. So to support me, help me today, I have my 3 whys who will tell me what makes a meeting tick. And my first why is none other than Toastmaster Monica, who is a timer. Toastmaster Monica, can you tell me what is your why of your life?
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana, for the question. The why? Because why we learn, why we educate ourselves, to do something and to add something in our life, to fulfill our goals for that.
Yes, so that is her why. That is her why that makes her tick, that makes her stick to her goals, that makes her take up hobbies, that makes her life more meaningful. Timer Monica, I would now like you to read the report on the timer and what your role and duty is.
Yes. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests and Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kalpana. Today, I'm playing timer role. As a timer, my duty is to time the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. For the prepared speeches, the time allotted varies as per the project and will be stated by the evaluator. For instance, For an icebreaker speech, the time allotted is 4 to 6 minutes. And for the table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. For evaluation, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. Speakers must meet the specified time limit to qualify for the awards at the end of the meeting. I will display the green screen at minimum qualifying time, yellow screen at midpoint of the qualifying time, and red screen at the maximum qualifying time till the end of the speech. For prepared speech and evaluation, the speaker has 30 seconds of grace period before minimum qualifying time and after the maximum qualifying time. For the table topics, there is a grace period of 30 seconds only after the red screen is displayed. All the speakers who continue to speak behind the 30-second grace period will not be qualified for the voting. I will report the time taken by the speakers when called upon. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Monica. Time is of essence, and you explained how each and every second is going to count. I'm actually leaving this floor open. Oh, yes, we do have an counter. It is Toastmaster. Can you just highlight the counter, Toastmaster Kishore? I wasn't able to read her name. Oh, yes. Am I pronouncing it correct? Is it Salmali or Shaimali?
Shalmali.
Shalmali. I'm so sorry. Thank you for correcting me on that. All right, Shalmali, can I just ask you, what are you doing? Are you a student? Are you working?
I am working. I am a finance professional.
Fantastic. Now I'm going to ask you the why. The why of your career. Why did you choose to be a finance professional?
Interesting question, Kalpana. The why to this answer is throughout my childhood, I had been inspiring to be a doctor, or because my entire family is doctor. So what happened is after 10th, a certain time came where I had to decide the course, the stream, and getting influenced by my uncle, who happens to be a chartered accountant. I chose the path of finance.
There you go. When we question our why, we get our destiny. As an accountant now, I would request you to tell the rules and your role responsibilities to the Toastmasters here. Over to you.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the R counter for the day. As the R counter, I will note the words and sounds that are used as crutch or fillers by the speakers. During the meeting, I will listen to the crutch words such as and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen to the filler sounds such as or. I will note when the speaker repeats the phrase such as I. This means I know, you know, I mean, like, and the long or short pauses. I will give my report when called by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. A huge round of applause. We have to monitor our hours, and let's not forget that. So no questions asked. Why should we monitor our hours? It will be monitored for us. Grammar. Those dots and commas and apostrophes make a hell of a lot of difference into meanings of what is being conveyed. And today I have with us grammarian Sushil. Sushil, what is a new activity that you might have started very recently? And I want you to tell me the why of that activity.
Okay. In general, I mean, I decided to shape my career. From the start of my career, I was very afraid of talking in people, and I work in a corporate. In a corporate
Yes.
company. So I realized that I'm at after a certain point of time, I'm not growing as per my expectations, and it was purely because of my poor communication skill. I was technically very good, but after some time, it was I it was like stagnant. The growth was stagnant. So I joined Toastmasters. Then I decided to do some courses also. So those are also I'm starting on.
Fantastic. So the why has led you to a conclusion of growth. See how a why in our life leads us to the paths and destinies that we want to grow on. So do question your whys. But before that, grammarian Sushil, I would really like you to read out the rules of the grammar that will be noted and noticed by you as a grammarian.
Okay. Good evening, all of you. Welcome, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the grammarian for the day. Okay. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any incorrect usage of grammar as well as any good usage of words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. Okay, and for today's meeting, the word which I decided is revamp, okay, which means to give new and improved form, structure, or appearance to something. I mean, the similar words are renovate, redecorate, refurbish, improve. Okay, as a noun, it can also be used as an act of improving the form, structure, or appearance of something. A new and improved version. Okay, I'll copy that in chat window.
Thank you so much, Sushil. While you copy that in chat window, I really always hope I can revamp the whole meeting into something more dynamic. And efforts are always on. And you know what makes it so effortless? The Toastmasters who come, join us, bring in some flavor, some skill, some knowledge, and most importantly, a nice, beautiful smile to the table. And we feel that the whole meeting has revamped itself. And let us go back to something that is very monotonous, yet different. The speeches. Every speaker is a different speaker. Every speaker brings something interesting to the table. And we have a takeaway from every speaker. So, coming to the prepared speeches, let me introduce you to the evaluator of our first speaker, Yash. His evaluator is Toastmaster Manoj. And Toastmaster Manoj, when I asked him, what is his why? He had this to tell me. My why starts daily with gratitude and remembering the do list, which is very good. Why do I need to do this? And how am I going to actually make the most of the day that has been blessed upon me? Why am I here? Why am I doing this job? This why gives a direction. He has taken some of the things that I had put into it. Yes, it gives you a direction. It gives you or brings you to a destiny towards extraordinary things. Very well put. Like providing food and books to underprivileged people and students in the village, school roads and site people. Sponsoring students during study days. Yes, that is some a dream that even I have, and I have actually realized it when I was in Mumbai. I used to go to an underprivileged school and was the soft skills trainer. And why helps to find a life's direction? Very, very important. When you question yourself, you find the direction. Over to you, evaluator, Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you, TM Kalpana. So when TM Kalpana asked me to write few words about why, so I wrote this one and sent to her. So this is every day, it's a challenge, and from going away from your routine course, what are your whys? So that needs to be explored. Then only you will be above your peers and above what your daily life. So that is how your legacy is going to happen. So coming to my role for the today, so I will be evaluating Toastmaster Yashas in his icebreaker journey. So this is his first speech. So I will evaluate him on the basis of CRC method. So some good points I will be collecting. It's all my opinion, and then some recommendation, and then conclusions. All the best for my first speaker, Toastmaster Yashas.
Thank you.
You are.
Mention the time.
Yeah, so time, I think for the icebreaker, it is 5 to 6 minutes.
No, it is 4 to 6 minutes.
4 to 6 minutes. Okay.
Yes. Yes, with a grace period of 30 seconds that will be given to him. Speaker number 1, Toastmaster Yashash. Connecting the dots. Connecting the dots. Toastmaster Yashash. Before you start, I'm sorry, I will repeat your title once again. Could you just say something and could you check whether you're able to see the timer cards, please?
Hi, I'm audible, right?
Yes, you're audible,
Hello.
but could you just move a little bit? You are audible, Yashish. Could you just move a little bit because there's a light that is coming towards from, I think towards your right hand. So you can just move towards the bookshelf a bit.
Actually, yeah.
Now it's better. Now it is not. Yes, it's better audio. Fantastic. I'll repeat your title. Are you able to see the timer cards? Could you just flip it, please, Monica?
Connecting two dots.
No, could you flip the timer cards, please? Thank you. Are they visible to you, Toastmaster Yashish?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. All right. Toastmaster Yashish. Connecting the dots. Connecting the dots. Toastmaster Yashish.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, Kalpana, members and the guests. Today I'll be giving my icebreaker speech today. So let me take you guys back to my childhood. So my speech will be revolving around the speech from the Steve Jobs, who you all know. You can connect the dots looking forward, but you cannot connect the dots looking backwards. Sorry, you can connect the dots looking backwards, but you cannot connect the dots looking forward. Right? So going back to my childhood, from very early age, at least as far as I can remember, I was a very likable and lively kid. I would do everything as my parents told me to do so, and I would get appreciation for the same. So I liked it. So that was my initial boost. So I was very confident about it. So these things actually prompted me to be playful, naughty, and flamboyant at the class. I used to give hard time for my school kids. Uh, so yeah, they also they also like me very much too. Since I spent more from my first standard to my 12th, I actually studied in one place. So I was friends with everybody there. During in the somewhere along the journey, I picked up and then nurtured habit of playing cricket and also the badminton. I was doing very well academically and extracurricular wise as well. So yeah, then fast forward to the ninth grade, where not my 10th grade, where we are all asked to ask this one question of who do you want to become when you grow up, or what do you want to be, right? So I was very clear on what I wanted to be. That was a government employee. That was a government employee because my dad was one, and in the same department as well. Obviously, the one level higher than his. So yeah, I did well in my 10th boards, and then subsequently on my 12th boards as well. So my life was very simple and clear about what I wanted to be. So then when I did really well in my 12th, happened to meet my cousin in Bangalore. So then during the conversation, one such conversation, he was boasting about one university that was called Christ University, and he insisted that I applied there. So as I said, I was very confident. So I just applied. I cleared the interview. I cleared the interview, and I enrolled there. So until this point, I never thought I would go to Bangalore and then study there. I just wanted to study. I just wanted to graduate from some college from my hometown and then write a government exam. So as fate would have it, I happened to go to Bangalore. So yeah, this happened when from the very first day, right? From the very first day, uh, in the uh, from the very first day in the opening ceremony itself, I knew I didn't belong there. Not because of lack of knowledge, but because of the but the language which troubled me. So I had to give presentations on the topics. So I gave presentations. Uh, I gave presentation. I did very badly. I did very badly in that, and I showed it in the 3 to 4 presentations that followed. And by this time, within 1 to 2 weeks, I was already down. It took a toll on everything. It took a toll uh, academically, mentally, emotionally, and physically as well. Because that was the first time I stopped playing cricket for a while. I became pessimistic, sort of pessimistic guy, from a lively guy to a pessimistic guy. So that was the first time I was away from my home. I lacked support, and I didn't ask for help either. Uh, and then somehow I saw script through the first semester, and I made sure in the second semester onwards I put in the double the hard work and got myself together. So then I started making new friends, and started going to parties, etc. Then what intrigued me during this time was that they were all from business background. They were all talking about leadership. They were talking about exploring different things. Where I was different art forms like dance, etc. Where I was only fixated on the idea of becoming a government employee. So then so I did not give much thought about it. And then actually when I fast forward to my graduation, I graduated, and then obviously I wanted to give this exam, right? The government exam. much added to my agony, this exam hadn't been conducted for the past 3 years, and then it had been postponed for another year. So I was really down this time. I was really down. It came shattering to me. And then this time I took help. I confessed it to my parents. I told them that I wanted to do this. I want to do an MBA. And they said yes. So I did not wait there. I did not wait. I just joined Wipro as an associate analyst. So I'm in the process of doing an MBA. I'm preparing for an exam called CAT. So I would do it after getting a couple of years of experience. So what I wanted to say is that still till now I'm confused, but I'm in the trust that it would all work okay. And 2 years back, when I was reading about business, etc., when none of it had any practical implication in my life, I couldn't actually. None of it had any practical applications in my life. I was studying them. I was reading upon them. Of course, it was impossible for me to connect the dots looking forward. But 2 years later, now I can. It's very, very clear to me looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will connect somewhere in your future, because you have to believe in your destiny, gut, and your principle. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that connecting your dots. But again, I'm going to bring you back to the question of why do we need to connect these dots? The reason for us to connect these dots is so that we have a picture that is crystal clear in our mind. And that why will help us paint it beautifully. Moving on to the second speaker of the day, I will call upon the evaluator, Toastmaster Ravinder. Zoom Master, could you just highlight? Hi, Ravinder.
Hello.
To people who are new here, let me tell you, Ravinder is an author and she has very recently released a book called Power of Wisdom. And I have my question for you too, Ravinder. What is the why of your new book?
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana, for inviting me and giving me this room to evaluate one of the speakers. And regarding your question, why I have written this book, actually, I was thinking about to write my thoughts from my experience. What should we all do in our life? What happened to all of us? Sometimes we go to a journey, we meet so many people. But as we all know, the 5 fingers of one hand are not equal. But still, when they are together, they can make a fist. So that's all. Every people have their own perception as well as perspective of a particular situation. So I have written my point of view in my book, The Power of Wisdom. So just to revive your mind and learn from my experience, if you can gain something. That was all about from my side. Thank you.
A great round of applause to an author who is a Toastmaster too and who is among us today. Her book is available on Amazon. So guys, check it out.
Yeah. And regarding my today's role, I am evaluating Toastmaster Anshula Verma. She is delivering her level 2 project 3 of Pathway Persuasive Influence. And her project is Introduction to the Toastmaster Mentoring. And the speech title is The Power of a Mentor. The purpose of the project is to clearly define how Toastmasters envision mentoring and share some aspect of her experience as a protege. So I hope I will see, or even we can say we all will see her in a revamped version. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Wonderful, Toastmaster Ravinda. My second speaker, Toastmaster Anshula, Zoom Master. Can I request you to kindly highlight? Fantastic. Hi, Toastmaster Anshula. She's a second speaker today. Could you say something so that we can check your audio and video, please?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are. Could you just see and check whether the timer cards are visible for you? If not, kindly try and pin them on your screen, please.
I can see myself.
You can see your, have you joined perhaps from, can you see it now? It has been pinned on the screen. Yes. Can you see it now?
No, I can't see, but I think that's okay.
Have you, have you joined from a mobile by any chance?
Yes, I've joined from.
All right, just change your screen, swipe it from right to left. You will be seeing all of us.
I can see all of them.
Yes. Among one of that might be the timer cards.
I can see the cards. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, our second speaker, Toastmaster Anshula. The power of mentor. The power of mentor, Toastmaster Anshula.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'm attempting my level 2 project 3. I attempted this project over 3 months back. I was confident and I thought I had delivered a wonderful speech. I was all ears when my evaluator started evaluation of my speech. I was eager to get that feedback. But I was shattered. I had not met my speech objective. What does that even mean? I was not expecting this. How could this happen? I had never ever seen any speech objective not being met. What a matter failure. Fast forward today, I've been actively participating in the club meetings. Last month, I completed my level 3 project 2, which was connect with storytelling. This time, I got my speech reviewed from my mentor, Toastmaster Kishore. And with his inputs, I modified my speech, I added nuances of storytelling, and rehearsed multiple times after his advice. The result? I delivered a very speech. So my mentor has helped me give continuous feedback and guidance to ensure that I have a learning experience which is much more new. Recently, I also took up the role of a general evaluator, which I dreaded. But to my surprise, I won the best role player for the same. So I attribute this to the continuous guidance and learning that I received from my mentor and my club. So what changed? I discovered the power of mentorship. Sometime back, I got to hear a speech from one of the club members. The speech delivered by Toastmaster Vrinda on introduction to Toastmaster mentoring was an eye-opener for me. I understood that it is not a one-way relationship. It is a joint responsibility, shared responsibility, and a two-way relationship. When she talked about the responsibilities of a mentee, it struck me hard. But as a mentee is responsible for actively reaching out to the mentor, for actively seeking help and guidance, for actively scheduling regular interactions with the mentor to track development and decide the way forward. I did not understand the importance of or the relationship between the mentor and the mentee. I did not know the ways to unlock the potential of this wonderful resource of mentorship at Toastmasters. As during my journey as a mentee at Toastmasters, I have realized there are some key aspects to ensure that you make the most from your mentor at Toastmasters. So I figured out that there are at least 5 key principles to ensure that you benefit from your mentor. 1. You set your goals and objectives. 2. You are willing to learn and open to ideas. 3. You are open to a constructive feedback. 4. You actively reach out to your mentor for seeking help and guidance. And 5, the most important, that you are accountable for your own development. And do you relate to this? Or do you think there are other things that need to be added here? I see no hands raised, so I would believe that this kind of sums it up. Now, my mentor has guided me, has nudged me to take up more roles, to take up more responsibility, and keep moving forward towards my goals at Toastmasters. I have also realized that it is a long-term relationship, like an investment, which requires both time and efforts to be invested, where the results are directly proportional to the time and energy that is being invested. So here also, to be able to gain more or the most from a mentor, you should be able to ready to invest your time and energy in this relationship. I can also relate these concepts to my workplace. Some of the best advices that I got were from my mentors at workplace. And in hindsight, I realized the best mentors were whom I reached out actively and sought help and guidance to continuously move ahead on my development path and maneuver my success at work. Now, do you know who is the mentor to Bill Gates? Any guesses? It is Warren Buffett. And do you think Warren Buffett has a mentor? Yes, he has. Benjamin Graham, who's known as the father of value investing, was the mentor to Warren Buffett. This demonstrates the power of mentorship. Even the most successful people have their mentors and they benefit from it. I would like to end with a quote from Bob Proctor. A mentor is someone who believes you have more talent and ability than you see in yourself and brings out it in you. So go reach out to your mentor and revamp your life by discovering the power of thank you.
Awesome. And as my journey with the whys of your life continues, I would like to say today we have learned the why of a mentor is needed in your life. The whys, when I was a child, I never questioned, why am I eating a chocolate? Why am I going out to play? Why am I rolling all over the mud and getting wet in the rain making paper boats? No whys were asked because I enjoyed the moment and I lived in the moment. But everything changes once you grow up. As I told you, if you all remember, I was planning to join a call center. In fact, I did go to a training of call center for a couple of days and found I didn't like it. That's when I questioned my why. And then I questioned my what do I want? And how do I get it? So why cascaded a lot of questions in my mind. And I realized that my forte or my innermost passion lay in trainings, in imparting training And strangely enough, I got my wife from the call center itself because I realized I don't want to sit in a chair and actually answer to the queries that are being sent to me by the customers. That they might be irate customers, they might be customers who may not be in a very good mood, might, shout at me, scold me. But hey, why don't I train the call center students or call center prospects who wanted a job and work for the call center? So you see, when I questioned my why, when I questioned my what, I got my how to. Believe me, your why leads to lot of X's, which you need to simply push it out of your life. So always question, always question, always question, and find your answers. When it comes to questions, I just think of table topics. And when I think of table topics, a shudder runs down through me because I know that what they're going to ask me has to be mentioned in the split seconds that are given to me. Today, who do we have as our table topic master? Zoom master, highlight that person for me, please. Oh, yes. And before I go on, I would like to ask my timer, Monica, to kindly present the timer's report of this prepared speeches.
Yes, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Thank you, Monica.
Report for the timing report for the speakers that our first speaker Yashash took 7 minutes 45 seconds, and our second speaker Toastmaster Anshula took 6 minutes 40 seconds. So Toastmaster Anshula is qualified for the voting.
Okay. But in that case, I don't think we'll be having the voting since we only have 2 speakers. All right. And we will now move on to the table topic rounds. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monica, for that. And let's go to the table topic master, Toastmaster Vidita. Toastmaster Vidita, can the Zoom master kindly highlight Toastmaster Vidita, please? Toastmaster
Hello.
Vidita? Yeah. Could you kindly switch on your camera, please? Thank you so. Okay, your camera. Okay, hi. So Toastmaster Vidita, very quickly. I hope you're fine.
Yes.
You're fine. Okay. I think you
Yeah,
have.
my
I think your screen is having a. Could you kindly check? Better
Yes.
now. Better, better. I hope all is good with you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So tell me, Toastmaster Vidita, you might have chosen to take up a hobby. Why did you choose that particular hobby? What is your hobby and why did you choose that hobby?
First thing, I don't have any hobby.
All right. So any why of your life which might have brought you to a happy point in your life. There are certain things that make us happy, right?
Even I don't remember. Actually, I
All
have
right.
already.
No worries. In that case, I am handing the virtual stage over to you. And I would like you to continue with the table topic round. Over to you, Toastmaster Vidita.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster and guest. I'm a Vidita Mumbaikar. I'm a table topic master for the day. This is an impromptu speech session of the Toastmasters meeting. It is interesting session which will give a chance to Toastmasters and guests to sharpen their listening, thinking, organizing, and speech delivering skills. For toast for table topic,
The time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. Green screen to be shown at 1 minute. Yellow screen at 1.5 minutes. Red at 2 minutes. A grace period of 30 seconds is given to qualify for the vote. The speaker has to speak for minimum of 1 minute to qualify for the voting. All speakers are requested to use the word of the day, and I encourage member and guests to volunteer for the session. Now let us begin with the session. So who wants to participate in this table topic?
Toastmaster Manoj has raised his hand, Vidita. Zoom
Okay.
Master, can you highlight him, please?
Okay, Toastmaster Manoj sir, your topic is where do you add the greatest value?
Can you come again? Where do you add your?
Where do you add the greatest value in your life?
I didn't get it. Where do you add your?
Add the greatest value in your life. Where?
Yeah. Toastmaster Vidita, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. The greatest value addition in my life. As told today, I think when I wake up every day morning, I always think about where to add the value for the day. So value addition is a perpetual thing for your life to improve yourself. So whatever the core activities, if you do it, it won't take you to that realm. So you need to add value for every activities, whatever you are doing, whether you wanted to improve 1% above your peers, you need to have at least 1% improvement in your own life, whether it is reading, whether it is improving on your procrastination, whether it is any other activities, whatever you are doing for your daily exercises, or whether you are earning from the stocks or from some other activities. So revamping your existing system or existing daily routine is one of the things that you need to look into and find out the way to improve yourself. So the value addition is a must in every aspect of your life. You need to plan, and you need to act upon that, and you need to improve upon that. So that is how I do in our life, and I think that the fellow Toastmasters, you will also agree on that what I say. Thank you very much, and over to Toastmasters of the day.
Okay, that's a great speech. Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. Who would like to speak another?
Toastmaster Ravinder has raised her hand, Toastmaster Vinita.
Okay, Ravinder. Okay. So Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur, your topic is how do you find your why?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, table topic master Vidita. Thank you for this wonderful question. Regarding your question, it is to talk about, I'm talking about the 2018 when I was reading the book written by Ujjwal Patani. It was Aspire Before You Expire. Then there was one action plan was there in the book that write your obituary. And I was shocked how to write, what to write. I was thinking that being a homemaker for 12 years, I have not done anything in which way I will inspire the world. Then I started to write something. Then I started with the blogging. Then started with the first book in 2019. And this way I started to learn about my why I want to write, what I want from my life. This way, every year I find my next why. This year I want to do this. This year I want to do that. And now I am the published author of 4 books. And currently I am also working on my YouTube channel because we all have one life. So we should learn more. Life is beautiful. It's a beautiful journey. Take small steps and learn at every step. This is not the way we should stick to one thing. If we are in Toastmaster, then we should learn to speak. We can go to all the directions and learn from everyone because we all have mentor inside. We can learn from each other. So we can find our why by learning from other experience as well. As I have learned from Ujjwal Patni, that why you should write your obituary. So thank you and over to you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master Vedita.
Okay, thank you, Ravinder Kaur. So who wants to, okay, the grammarian who wants to speak? So
No, I was clapping for Ravinder.
okay, so I thought you were raising your hand for speaking. Okay, so who do the table topic? Actually, I don't see anyone who are reacting right now. Okay, so no one wants to do. Okay, so over to you, Toastmaster of today.
Could you just look and call at least 2 people more? It is my request, Table Topic Master Revita. I would like you to encourage the participants to speak. Kindly call them out and let us have at least 2 more table topics.
Okay, so who wants to speak?
Call Toastmaster Deer. Our counter has also raised her hand. Kindly be more encouraging so that this is the most interesting, part of a meeting. So I think our counter has raised her hand. Okay. Can you just highlight Toastmaster Kishore? Can you just highlight her? Toastmaster Kishore? Can you highlight Shalmil?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Toastmaster Sharmil, I would like to give the topic that when was the last time you tried something new?
Thank you, Vedita, for the topic. Good evening, Toastmasters. So the last time I tried something new was cooking last Sunday. Also, I love trying different things like going on travel or something. But as you asked the activity, I would say cooking a new dish, which I tried last Sunday. And it was a variety of some Punjabi chicken, which everybody liked. So it was a successful attempt, I must say. And that's it. Thank you, Toastmaster Vidita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Salmali. Who wants to participate in the table topic.
Toastmaster D, Toastmaster Kishore. I see a hand that is being raised. Anyone? I think it is Pratmesh and Toastmaster D too. So kindly, we have got 2 more volunteers. Vidita, we can.
Yes.
I think let us give Beer a chance, and then you can come down to Pratmesh. Is that fine, Pratmesh, with you?
Okay, you will be next.
Great. So here is Beer is already pinned, and yes, ask him.
Okay, your topic is what gets you excited about your life?
Thank you, Toastmaster Vidita, for the topic. So the topic of what gets me really excited is I have a passion for badminton and playing chess. So I really look forward to doing those activities mostly on a daily basis, as one would be an outdoor sport and one is an indoor sport. And most of the times I find myself hours deep into the game. I maybe sleep at 7 a.m. in the morning because I'm busy playing chess. And then, of course, I get scolded at home and I regret the next day because I have to wake up because of my other commitments. But chess really, really excites me. So I can watch chess for hours. I can play chess for hours. And I think it's such a beautiful game that even onlookers enjoy and they can be part of the game. And it's really excites me because in such a limited, it's such a game with only 64 squares and 32 pieces, but there are trillions of different possibilities. So I feel that applies to our life as well, that everybody has the same resources, the same time, but what you make out of it is all up to you. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Pratmesh had also raised his hand to the topic master Vidita. I think we can give him.
Yeah.
Call him.
Yeah, if we have a
Pratmesh?
time permits.
Yes, we actually we do have a time. So yes, we can definitely take 5th speaker. No worries on that score. To table topic master Vidita, could you give a topic to our Toastmaster Pratmesh?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, Toastmaster Prathamesh, I will give you the topic about what life lesson did you learn in the hard way? Learn in the hard way.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, table topic master Vidita. So this was a time around 4 years back, in 2018 and 19, when I had taken a break. For post completion of my graduation, I had taken a break for my MBA entrance exam, and after that, what happened that that year was a do or die year for me. Whichever is college I would have got admission, that would have been final, because I was not supposed to get one more chance. And apparently my exams didn't went well, and I scored not so good. And then happened that it started the toughest time of my career actually, where I had to wait for. I used to spend hours thinking of what is going to happen with my life, because if I'm not going to get into my dream B school, I would have spent my whole life into struggles. But then few things which I followed, which helped me came out of this phase. The first thing is analyze what went wrong. So there were a few exams which were left, and then I realized that these are the particular things which went wrong for me, and I started correcting myself, my mistakes. How to improve my studies. How to focus on the basics. Second is again having that self belief, because it's not over it. I was just 22 at that age. So I started. No, it's still not over. People make a career even in the age of 40s, 50s. I'm just half of it. But then again, I started believing myself. And third thing is having that patience and consistency, not going on any wrong path. And I think these are the 3 things which I followed, and I it's like I followed, I conquered, and I got through all of this. These things helped me out. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prathamesh. Now the today's part is actually over. So can I wipe up? No. Over to Toastmaster of the day, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Table Topic Master Vidita. And we just had a lovely time. Thank you so much. Let's move on. But before I move on, can I have the timers report, please, for all the speakers? Toastmaster Monica, could we just have the reports?
Timing report for the table topic master. Our first speaker, Toastmaster Manoj, took correct 2 minutes. And second speaker, Toastmaster Ravinder, took 1 minute 56 seconds. Toastmaster Shamila took 45 seconds only. Toastmaster Dheer took 1 minute 20 seconds. And our last speaker, Toastmaster Prathamesh, took 2 minutes 9 seconds. Except Toastmaster Shalmi Lee, everyone is qualified for the voting. So sorry for the incorrect pronunciation.
Thank you so much, Monica. I think, Shamali, when this is over, I might too ask you to repeat your name and we repeat it after you.
It's Shalmali.
Because it's a very unique name, and I think this is the first time we have come across such a name. But it's really unique. Even I found my tongue going here, there. Where is the L? We're so used to Shamila or Shaimila. So yes, and Shamla. Those three names are playing in my head.
There is a singer,
Yes.
Singer with her name Shalmali.
Acha, I'm not aware of it. Okay.
Yes, Shalmali Polgade she's.
Shalmali Polgade. Okay, I'll just stick to Shalmali right now. It's a huge tongue twister. Anyways, I think it is time for the polls for the table topic round. And may I ask my Zoom Master Kishore to kindly launch the polls, requesting each and every participant to vote for the best speaker today. Is it done? Are the polls done? Kishore, you can respond, please, unmute, or you can just put it in chat. Okay, it's done. Thank you so much for that. One of the best and the most interesting session is the third session of any meeting. It actually is the best why of this session. And in this particular session, I generally don't ever ask why this session is there in a Toastmasters meeting. This session is an evaluation session where each and every one is evaluated. Each and every one is given tips to improve herself or himself. Because while we all play the roles, there is something somewhere that is there like a crease in our delivery which needs to be ironed out. Today, to have and execute this esteemed role, we are having General Evaluator Prathamesh. He is wearing 2 hats today and juggling 2 roles. I asked General Evaluator Prathamesh, what is his why? Which means, what is it that makes him tick? And here is his response. I would like to achieve every possible success, experience every possible challenge, and want to live life to the fullest. Yes, you can do it if you ask these wise. I want to feel just like a bunny in Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, who wants his life in which he can उड़ना चाहता हूँ, दौड़ना चाहता हूँ, गिरना भी चाहता हूँ, बस रुकना नहीं चाहता. Because that why of his life keeps him motivated. And so I am now handing over this virtual stage to Prathamesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Prathamesh.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Toastmaster Kalpana. As a General Evaluator, it's my duty to take the evaluations of the prepared speeches presented today, take a role player's report, and to present the evaluation for the meeting in overall as a general evaluator. We'll have these two subsections so that members and role players can improve themselves and revamp their Toastmasters journey. The timing for evaluations is 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes green signal, 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow, and 3 minutes red signal. The speaker will have 30 seconds grace period post red signal is displayed. I would now like to call our first evaluator, Toastmaster Manoj, to evaluate Toastmaster Yash's speech.
Toastmaster Yashash, you have successfully delivered your first icebreaker and passed the first step in your pathways. Congratulations. The delivery, somewhat it was awkward. The quotation of Steve Jobs, you have wrongly spotted, but you managed it well. So that was the surprise and the icebreaker for us to know where you have started the things. So that catch the people around you, the audience started looking into you. So your journey started from 9th grade up to 2nd semester. So the way it has been put, very good. So your intention of going into government job like your dad, it was very good and representing what you were coming from a family and then moved to Bangalore, and what are the disturbances you were having and how you coped up, and the first impression failed, and your turning point from that, you wanted to come up and then connecting the dots. So up to here it was okay. So I have some suggestions for you. The first thing is that your camera position for the delivery, it was coming on to one corner, and you should have kept it at the center, and your hands were not visible and the gestures were not visible, and your tones were monotonous, and you could have acted when you are in the depression or your first impression gone herward. So you could have shown some gestures, and you can that could have been improved. And your second one was when you were telling about the journey, you started with the 12th grade and then came back to 9th and 10th. So the audience were, that storytelling method was not in a tune. Okay, so you could have written the journey, entire journey into a script and then given to a mentor and look into that, and your timing can be updated. So these two things you could have done, and in conclusion, it's a good story. So you could have arranged it well, and then need to redo the script, and then good keep the camera in the good position. So these are the three things I just wanted to update you. Good to improve. Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj, for the suggestion. I'll improve that in upcoming sessions.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. And now, I'd like to call second evaluator, Toastmaster Ravinder, to evaluate Toastmaster Anshula's speech. You're not audible.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prathamesh. Congratulations, Toastmaster Anshula, for delivering a well-crafted speech. Today, I will evaluate your speech by giving you 3 good points, 2 areas of improvement, and 1 recommendation. That will take your speech to the next level. So starting with the good points, I have 3 good points for you. Number 1, the first good thing that I have observed, the way you delivered your speech in the standing position. That was awesome. Actually, delivering your speech in a standing position gives you the different kind of confidence. So always deliver in a standing position. And second thing that I have observed is the level of energy that was throughout at a high level. It was awesome. And third thing was your hand gesture. That was completely resonating with your speech. The way you were showing, it was like this. This was not like this. It was like this or this, or you can, it was awesome. That was resonating with your speech. And if I talk about your 2 areas of improvement, the first thing that I have observed during your speech, I have missed a few times, the eye contact was not there. When you were looking down, so you can work upon that. And second area of improvement is there were a bit of distraction when you were setting your hair. These are not the bigger problem. We can work on that. And if I talk about the recommendation part, the thing is only practice. If we will practice before the final delivery of the speech, then we can see and check where we are lagging behind, how we are showing up. If there is any kind of body language changes required or any hand gestures changes required, then we can work upon that. Overall, it was a well-structured and well-crafted speech. And it was a full of energy and full of positivity. I recommend you to work on this recommendation part and don't take it personally. Actually, in the Toastmasters, we all are here to improve and to grow together. This way, you can keep your next speech to the next best level, to the world-class speaker level. So congratulations once again for delivering your speech and completing your level 2. So best of luck for your future speeches. Thank you, and over to you, channel evaluator Prathamesh.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ravinder. Now I would like to call timer, Toastmaster Monica, to present timer.
Evaluator. Timing report for the evaluations. Our first evaluator, Toastmaster Manoj, took 3 minutes 29 seconds, and our second evaluator took Toastmaster Ravinder took 2 minutes 44 seconds. Both are the qualified for the OT. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, timer Monica. I would like to call Sergeant at Arms, please launch the poll for the best evaluator, since both of them have qualified for the vote. Request everyone to vote for the best evaluator. Meanwhile, we will move on to the role players report, and would like to call Toastmaster Shalmali to present our counters.
Yes, I'm just sharing the screen. Can you enable my screen sharing host?
Just a moment.
Please check now.
Yes, it is. It is available. I couldn't count my own filler words, but this is the report. So TM Yashas and Manoj and Vidita has the highest number of the filler sounds and short pauses. Over to you, Toastmaster Feeling.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shalmali. And now we will move on to our next role player, Toastmaster Sushil, who will present the grammarians report.
Thank you, General Evaluator Prathamesh. Yeah, I noted the people who used a word of the day. I mean, when I introduced the word of the day, Kalpana immediately used it in her sentence. Then Ravinder used it in the that word in the sentence. Then Prathamesh, the general evaluator, used the word in his sentence. Okay. I found some improper grammatical usage in Yash's speech. I couldn't note, I mean, specifically where it was, but I mean, it can be improved. There were few, and considering it's his first speech, it can be improved in further path. Okay. Then the list of quotes, thoughts, words. Yashas used the you can connect the dots, the Steve Jobs quotes, which was very nice. And the Yashas used the word pessimistic, which was I liked. It was a not a regular word which people use. Okay. And yeah, and the Yashas use his title in the connect the dots title in his speech. So it was I thought it was really nice. Okay, over to you, General Evaluator Prathamesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sushil. And now it's my turn to present the General Evaluator's report. We started meeting on the time, sharp at 3:30. So kudos to team of the both clubs who had worked very hard towards it of managing role players, because when it's a joint meeting, it's the coordination itself is a big challenge. But I didn't see that this time, and we started this meeting. Every role players joined the meeting. Sergeant at Arms opened the meeting. He mentioned the protocols of a Toastmaster meeting. He also stated mission of the Toastmasters Club and welcomed everyone. Since I was the presiding officer I'll not comment anything on that part. If you have any suggestions or any areas of improvement, please do let me know. We'll go towards Toastmaster of the day and table topic masters towards the end. Toastmaster Monica, who played the role of a timer, you introduced your role very well. The timing signals were displayed correctly during the throughout the meeting, and whenever there was a technical challenge, you also showed that presence of mind of mentioning those timings in the chat box so that speakers are aware. Just a small area of improvement that we have an agenda floated with the mentioned time. That so when you're called to give the timers report for the speakers, you can also mention of the timing which is there for the meeting. Like at 4:10, if you're presenting, then how much time we are ahead or behind of the agenda, so that the next role players can adjust themselves accordingly. If we are running behind the schedule, then next role players he or she has to cut down the script. So that's the one small area of improvement. Next, our counter, Toastmaster Shalmali, you also introduce your role very well and report, I think, a fabulous report, very crisply put, and just the benefit of having maintaining such kind of report in the Excel is, first thing is, because it's an electronic report, it can be shared and it can be stored for longer duration, so that anyone in the future also can refer it. And at the second is, it saves the time, because if you are displaying it for the 20-30 seconds, everyone just you can just check the numbers in the front of their name, and they can note the things. So that also saves a lot of time rather than reading everyone's count. So very well done as an R counter. Toastmaster Sushil, you're doing this role of the grammarian for the first time. A good word of the day, which was apt for the today's theme also. So while presenting a report, I have a few suggestions for you. Word of the day, you mentioned that which speakers used it. You can also mention how many times they used it. It might happen that today it didn't happen, but it might happen that one speaker may use it twice. You can mention that also. Second is, of the grammarian's report is not only for the speaker, it's for everyone. The From the start towards the end, whoever has spoken whatever, you have to evaluate that part as a grammarian. So don't just limit your report toward only to the prepared speaker. You can also evaluate the role players, table topic speakers, even general evaluators for the grammar part. So for the good usage, you mentioned some code. There were many others. You could have also mentioned which were used in the table topic section. For improper usage of words, it's not improper usage of words. We generally say it's a not so good usage of words. And that's the beauty of a Toastmaster here is, if there is something which we have to praise, we take a name for like word of the day. If someone is saying, then we take the name that he or she has used of word of the day. But when we have to point a not so good usage of words or some errors, we make it anonymously. So that's the beauty of it, so that the ones who have used it, they know that but it is not getting highlighted in the front of whole forum that this person has done something wrong. So that person is not demotivated, but he or she is motivated to improve. So you can also mention of not so good usage. I have observed few of them. Like one of the speaker used, I did very badly. The better usage could have been, I couldn't score well. The context of the sentence which was used. Then one of the speaker used as a first icebreaker. Now there is nothing called as a first icebreaker. Icebreaker itself is a first, so no need to mention like that. We have the habit of mentioning like morning breakfast or morning like that, but it's breakfast is something which is done in the morning itself, like that. Then you also put a word of the day in the chat box, so that's very well done. So considering this was your first time, you also did really well. I think these things will help you to now going to evaluators, few things which I noted, like for the speakers, I'll not comment on it because evaluators have already commented. For evaluators, please don't read out the speech title, because that is something which Toastmaster of the day is supposed to read out. So don't read of it, just read the objectives, timings, and the project title and so on. Also, as an individual, you can't comment upon what audience attention was like whether audience was able to grab it or not. You cannot comment on that. So I believe that as an evaluator, we can stick only to what you felt as an individual rather than whole, because what you think might be opposite of what audience felt. And so as an evaluator, don't summarize the speech because your job is to state the good or not so good things or recommendation in the speech. So don't give the time to summarizing the speech. Okay, and also try to comment on the speech objective, because that's a mandatory part for any evaluator to comment on the speech objective. One of the evaluators didn't comment on the whether the speech objectives were met or not. So that is something which evaluator can improve on. Now coming to table topic master. Table topic master, you mentioned the 4 skills of a table topic speeches. You also created that rapport whether everyone is felt comfortable of improving the impromptu, attempting an impromptu speech. Try to avoid commenting on any speech. So as a table topic speaker, is your duty is just to give the topic and encourage the speaker, but avoid commenting on it. Also follow the standard pattern that we follow, that is speaker topic topic speaker format. And you also had a very good topic selection. The topics were into moderate to difficult level, kind of not so easy to speak on, and it was aligned with the today's theme. So very well done as a table topic master. And now coming to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kalpana. And can we have a huge round of applause for her? It's not easy to talk on choose such an difficult theme, because it's a something which is it took me few seconds to just to analyze what the theme is and what is supposed to, it's like the tongue twister, but it was something which is a twisted minds. So thank you for choosing themes which is an introspective theme, because usually have a theme of fun or is relatable to a life, but this is something which when you were asking question for each and every role play, it actually took me few minutes to analyze, and I was into that trance where I had to thought the purpose and why and what. You had a very good hold on the topic which you chose. You were interacting with audience. You made that it's not a monologue, but it's an interaction that you have. You also took good efforts to collect an introduction from the role players, remembering it and conveying in the meeting. Then you also mentioned about the meeting structure. You were also following that pattern of introducing the speaker. So I think all boxes tick. One thing which I found is you forgot to ask for the standing ovation for the icebreaker speech. So can we have right now? Because that's the tradition that we have in the Toastmasters meeting. So that is something which we can have a standing ovation.
We can have, yes.
Right now.
We can have.
So those who don't know, when a speaker delivers his or her icebreaker speech, which is the taking that first step, we give the standing ovation for the courage that speaker has taken to come and deliver the speech. And that's all from my side. A wonderful meeting, a short but sweet and fruitful meeting. So I hand over back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Prathamesh. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here today. Honestly, happy to have you here. And yes, before we decide on other 2 more polls that are needed, I would just like to add something where asking your why is concerned. Don't stop your why once your goals of your youth are met. Start with your whys when you reach the sunset years of your life, because that is when you can look back to all that you may not have done, and you have now the time and chance to do it. Because when you ask your why I didn't do it, why couldn't I do it? Am I now confident enough to do it? Am I still afraid of not being up to the mark? Am I still afraid that people will judge me? All these binding, fenced up questions actually do not matter during that time. And that why of your life, for what you want to do, will keep you alive and will keep you lively and energetic at that time and age in your life when why of your life becomes very, very important. And actually, you can sit back and relax with goals and hobbies that were unfulfilled while you were fulfilling your duty, either as a man or as a woman. So never ever stop questioning the why. I will now move on to the polls, and I would request my sir to launch the poll for role players. All right, we still have one more poll that needs to be launched, and that is auxiliary role players. Toastmaster Kishore, could you please launch the poll?
Sure.
Thank you everyone. And it is now that time of the meeting where we need to announce our winners. Toastmaster Kishore, let us see the names on those certificates. But before we go to the winners, could you present the icebreaker certificate for our speaker? Yes, sir. A huge round of applause to Toastmaster Yashish for starting and stepping into the deep, dark, mysterious woods that will bring him to the light one day. Congratulations, Toastmaster Yashish. Can you just actually also pin him? Yashish, are you there? You can switch on your video, please. Yashish? Is Yashish there? All right, in that case, we move on and do pass over the certificate to him or share it on the role players group. We move on to our next segment of
Yes, Kalpana.
Oh, yes. Now, we just have handed you the certificate. Can you just share the certificate once more, please, Kishore? And may I request my Zoom master or Monica to kindly take a photograph? Done? Thank you so much. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We now move on to the next certification of winner.
Just a moment, let me update the name.
Sure, Kishore. Sure. All right. Sure. You can just share the certificate.
Yeah, sure.
The best role player auxiliary goes to Toastmaster Monica. Congratulations, Toastmaster Monica. Do highlight yourself and take a photograph. Fantastic. Congratulations. Well done. Done. Fine. We move on to the next winner. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, dear members. Thank you. Thank you for having the patience to hear me
Yeah,
out
I'll present you.
Sure, Prathamesh. That, of course. I would like that. Thank you so much, Prathamesh.
So congratulations, Toastmaster Kalpana, for winning the best role player
Thank you.
award, and truly deserved.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Adan. We move on to the best evaluator role because one of the speakers, they've not been polled for the speakers. And Toastmaster Ravinder, fantastic.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Ravinder. That was wonderful. Congratulations. And may I ask Monica to kindly take a photograph? Let me know when it's done. Thank you so much, Monica. Oh my God, that was wonderful. Oh, the best table topics also goes to Toastmaster Ravinder. Congratulations. That's a double whammy.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Photographs are done.
Fine. Today's was a wonderful joint meeting to find this space and time among a busy schedule to just have some innocent fun, laughter, and learning. Nothing can be better. With this, I declare the meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club and Mumbai Central Toastmasters Club as close.